Oh, dee 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 dee. A doodle doodle doot doot doo. A tweedle deedle dee dee dee. That's a lot. That's a lot of piss in that jar. That's a lot of piss in that jar. Had fun at the beach? Yeah. I did. What'd it do? 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 Man, Grinder, please. All I need for you to do is thread yourself properly and screw on. That would be real great. I'll thank you. Number one tip for applying for an apartment. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta be honest with you. Like I've applied for a bunch of apartments in my life, but I don't know that I have any tips for it. You just kind of like go in and they take you on a walk around the complex and they show you a couple of different ones, and then you go like, okay, I want to live here, and then they say okay, and then you go back to the office and then you fill out some paperwork and shit, and then that's the way it goes. I mean, yeah, make sure to have your first and last. A lot of places don't ask for first and last anymore. They just ask for your deposit or whatever, your first month in advance. But yeah, make sure you've got like 2 months of rent saved up, etc. I mean, I assume that she knows like not to get a place she can't afford and shit. I assume she knows what she wants to spend. You know, I'm not gonna give that advice. Bring proof of employment. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Bring like a piece of mail with your current address on it too. They always ask for that shit. For some reason, they always ask for that fucking shit. They always need a piece of mail with your current address on it, so you can prove that you have an address, I guess, before they give you an address. Do 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 do. Everything's online now. You can't go in. That can't be true, dude. Oh, I guess that maybe it is, huh? With COVID. Fuck. I didn't even think of that, bro. I don't even know. I don't even really know then. Sorry. Yeah, last time I applied for an apartment was 3 years ago when I got the apartment I had in Covington, and I went in and sat down, you know. I'm fat and I talk too much. Excuse me? Pardon me? I got an apartment in November, but I live in Indiana. Blah, 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 blah. You had to apply online and meet up with them for like an hour once approved. That's so weird. It's like it almost seems like it's moved more towards they're doing you a favor now. Because like when I walk into a place, like okay, every place I've ever gotten an apartment from, Like, I look at their prices, so I know I can afford to pay their fucking rent, and I walk into that place and I get an apartment. You know what I mean? Like, you walk in like a customer, not like somebody who's like, please give me a home. Like, that's fucked. Like, that's way fucked. Please give me a home. It shouldn't be that way. You're a fucking customer. You have like 1,000 different places you can go to live, and you're going to their place. They should suck your dick. Yeah, that sucks. I don't even know what to tell you. I can tell you that getting this place that I'm in now was a fucking nightmare. A nightmare of like epic fucking proportions. The rent here on this house with all this land is less a month than the apartment I was living in. Do the math on that shit. And I still had trouble getting this. What? Weird thing is, I had to apply to like 5 different places before I found one that accepted right away. I even tried to rent a house. Everyone's just paranoid of COVID, in Chicago at least. I feel like that's true everywhere. Like, do you guys know what I had to do to get this place? I had to pay. Well, I don't even know if I want to fucking talk about it. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I'll just say it. I had to pay 6 months up front. I had to make that offer to get my fucking application put to the top of the pile. Because there were like 50 people trying to get this house. And so I called the lady and I was like, look, I got some savings. I can pay you 6 months for your first rent. And she was like, okay. Thanks, that dude. Now, if you can quit being creepy, that'd be nice. I'm not a titty streamer. She was like, well, that's a horse of a different color. I live in employee housing, and they're threatening eviction if we have one guest anywhere on the perimeter. Where are you at? That doesn't even sound like something that happens in America. Where the fuck are you? Living in employee housing where you can't have a guest? That sounds like slavery. Sounds like you're a slave. You're from Nevada in the future. Makes sense. Makes sense. Aspen, Colorado? What? What do you mean you live in company housing? What does that even mean? The fuck is company housing? Doesn't make a whole lot of fucking sense to me, bruh. But what do I know? Ski resort I work for provides home. Jesus. Seasonal jobs are okay. That makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. If you're living up in a ski lodge or whatever the fuck, you can't be driving up that mountain every fucking day. It makes sense. However, they shouldn't fucking have any say as to whether or not you have somebody come visit you or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't understand how they even have the right to tell you what to do when you're off the fucking clock. I was on a research team once that had a forest ranger tower way out in the boonies. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking of those types of jobs. I had a friend whose dad was a park ranger growing up, and he would go for 2 months. He'd be gone for 2 months, and he'd just like live up there in a fucking fire tower, drive his truck around the trails and shit, check on things, do wildlife surveys. Sounds awesome. Yeah. I mean, for if you're a person that likes their alone time, I think that could be a really cool job. I think it would be dope. So how was everybody's day? I had a long day. My day started at 10 this morning and it ended just now. So it was a good long day, but a fun day. A day filled with day tripping. You guys ever take a day trip? I like day trips, personally. And I haven't been on a trip that wasn't to move in well over a year. So it was kind of nice to just drive somewhere just to see some, like the ocean. And then drive back. Let me tell you guys this, though. Today, this is going to sound fucked up to some of you. Well, maybe not fucked up, but a little out of the ordinary, maybe. Maybe a little extra. I haven't been out to dinner since TJ's last birthday. TJ's birthday is January 20th. I haven't been to a restaurant to sit down and eat until today since TJ's last birthday dinner, which was like January 15th or 16th. And I have to tell you, we went to a place today. It was busy. They had outdoor dining, you know, socially distanced dining and all of that shit outdoors. And last year, January 20th or so, 2020 is the last time I went out, like, for dinner, to sit down to have a meal or whatever the fuck, for any reason, other than to go to the doctor or to go to the store to buy something. February, sorry. I meant February. I get it. I'm all fucked up. That's what I meant. February 20th. And so today, for Valentine's Day, me and Amelia took a little day trip, and we stopped at a place on the way there. and there was a buck ton of people there. Everybody was in masks and shit, but I gotta tell you, man, I was just spooked the whole fucking time. It sucked that I could not just like let go of the fact of how weird everything was. It just doesn't feel normal anymore to go and sit at a place. Like it did, none of it felt normal. Like everything about it felt abnormal. Walking up to the fucking guy and putting in my name for a table for two, milling around and waiting for the fucking text that my table was ready, getting seated, getting waited on, paying the bill. The whole fucking thing felt weird as fuck. And then I went straight from that to something else I haven't done in well over a year, which is like go to an outdoor public place. Did it give you anxiety to be around so many people? Tons. I was freaking out. Like, no shit, Chels. I had to fucking walk away. I had to go sit somewhere where there weren't people. I had to go out into the fucking parking lot where we parked, where there was only just a couple of people visible, and sit there and fucking get my head straight. I don't mean to fucking, like, I understand that, like, for some people, this is not that big a deal. For some people, like, they got to go out all the time and stuff. And this is like, I'm not trying to, first world problem you or whatever the fuck, but I got to tell you, like, I work from home. Were there people with no masks on? Well, the place that we were at would not let you inside of any of the buildings. Like, we went to this little place, like I don't know how to explain it. You guys have probably seen it, like a really glorified rest stop type of place. You've probably seen places like this. It's not like a truck stop. It's like got a bunch of little restaurants and shops and stuff, and it's meant as like a place to get food and like refuel and blah blah blah, right? So we stopped at a place like that for lunch, and I was just like I was committed to doing it. I was like, I'm not gonna fucking, like, everybody else is doing this shit. I'm not gonna fucking sit in my house for the rest of my life. I'm gonna go out on Valentine's Day and have a day. I'm gonna wear my mask. I'm gonna stay away from people best I can. I'm gonna fucking wash my hands, put the sanitizer on when I touch shit, and I'm gonna be okay. And I was determined, and I gotta tell you, overall, I had a good time today. Like, I don't mean to poo-poo today, because it was really nice to get out of the house with Amelia, to get on the road with Amelia, to be somewhere with her, to get to spend some time just for us. That was awesome. But I'm telling you, man, fucking being out amongst people, I don't know how I'm ever going to feel normal doing that shit again. Kind of makes me feel better that I'm not the only one who gets freaked out. I still feel bad that your anxiety was high, though. Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things. Like, I know, I'm not the only one or whatever the fuck. It's good. It does feel nice to know that, not that I want you to have it either, but it's nice to know that I'm not alone too in it. Cause it was fucking crazy for me. And it was so normal. It was so like, it's something I've done a billion fucking times. Maybe not a billion, but you get my fucking drift, right? I've walked up to a fucking restaurant and been like, hey, table for two. Sat down, ate a meal, paid for it, burped, farted, went and used the bathroom, never thought twice. And now being in that position, it was like, where do I poop? Where do I pee? How do I do that? Where do I go? Are you scratching balls? No, I was packing bowls. Let's see. social paradigm definitely has changed. It's unnerving as fuck. Everybody acts like there's a pandemic not going on where you are, Phoebe. Yeah. I mean, I moved out of a place like that. The place I'm in now, at the very least in public, from what I can see, doesn't seem like people are pretending like there's no pandemic. I didn't see anybody walking around. Like, there were some families, like this place that we went, it's got indoor areas, different indoor areas, a big farmer's market, and it's got outdoor areas, like little parks and little things you can walk around in. So there were people spread out all over this motherfucker. And 90% of those people had masks on. And then there were like the 10% that were outside that are like, oh, we're special. Our family's special. We're looking around at an ocean of people trying to be safe, and we're just going to walk around with no masks on, with our babies with no masks on, and our kids running around with no mask, you know. And it's just like, and then they'd whip one out of their pocket when they had to go inside. And it's just like, fuck you, antisocial fuck. If you could have whipped that out to go inside, you could have whipped it out to be out here with the rest of us. But see, that's just the type of shit I spent my time doing. Just looking around for people that were not conforming, looking at, like, it's different. Like, maybe it's not for some people. Maybe some people are just going on like nothing's changed or whatever. But I'm telling you, man, the whole fucking feeling out there is different. I'm tired of the anti-maskers here. It's like most people now. Yeah, no, I know. Trust me, I fucking got out of there. That's one of the, I mean, not the only or primary reason I got the fuck out of Dodge, but hello, you know what I mean? I was sick of fucking living in a place where people were just like pretending like nothing was wrong, you know? And at least where I'm at now, people are, I don't know. They seem to be towing the line at the very least. So I went from that, which, you know, was a totally normal thing. I got a fucking turkey club sandwich, right? I drank a Diet Pepsi. I mean, it was the most fucking vanilla normal thing in the world, but it felt like I was on Mars while I was doing it. And then I drove directly from that 1 more hour to the coast. And I've been on the beach hundreds of times in my life, you know, and beaches are typically fucking pretty busy, especially on Valentine's Day. You know, people want to go fucking kick it at the beach and stuff, even on a cold day like today was. Fuck me, bro. It was like out of the frying pan into the fire. I got there and I was just expecting to be able to spread out so much more than I was able to. I was fucking passing by people and shit, and I'm just like, man, I'm gonna get COVID. It's over for me. I'll be on a ventilator next month. That's really what's going through my mind. You know what I mean? Either I or somebody I love that catches it from me will be on a ventilator next month because I went to the fucking beach. Yeah. Setting aside that shit, it was actually a really nice day. It felt really fucking good to get out of my house for a reason that wasn't like the only times I get out of my fucking house is if I got to go to the doctor, or I have to pick up Amelia at the doctor, or I got to take her to the doctor, or we got to go shopping, or you know what I mean? We got to go get something that we can't get delivered here. Like, I don't do that. I know this probably doesn't help, but I worked at a prison at the height of the pandemic and currently work in a healthcare setting. And I and my loved ones have yet to get COVID, and I've had regular testing. Well, that helps a little, I guess, but I don't know. It's so hard to justify it because I I literally reached a point where I was like, you know what, dude? I'm not going to fucking sit here. I had some time off from fucking work. We had a light shooting week this week. I had a couple of days where I could just do whatever the fuck I wanted. And I was like, I'm going to go somewhere. I'm going to go fucking do something. I'll do it safe. I won't, do the outdoor dining thing if we eat somewhere. I'll go to a fucking, but I'm not going to sit here in my fucking house. And it felt good to get out, and it felt good to go start my car and get on the road and shit. You know what I mean? For a reason that wasn't to go to the drugstore to pick up a prescription or go to a doctor's appointment or some shit. But I'm telling you, man, it was just such a fucking anxiety driver for me today. And I don't know how I'm ever going to feel fucking normal in public again. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, even after I get the shot, knowing that this thing is fucking mutating and it's going to be back every goddamn season like the flu, it just makes no sense to me anymore. Like, the thought of going to one of these places and being there all day. I was at the beach for 45 minutes. That's what I could take today. I got down on the fucking sand. I walked up to the water. I sat and looked at the fucking ocean for a while. And then I got the fuck out of Dodge. I will do that for you, Chels. I will let her know. Thanks as always, for being so honest about your feelings. Well, I mean, I've been told by people that it helps to hear stuff like that, so I'm always happy to fucking let people know what a nutcase I am. I just am. But it is what it is, man. What are you gonna do? I can only be that which I am. It all in your head. No, it all in the air, and it all over everything, and it all killing fucking almost 500,000 fucking people in a year. So don't tell me it all in my head. It not all in my head. 1 in 700 people that were alive on January 1st, 2020 are not dead of COVID. 1 in 700. It'll be 1 in 600 by probably next month. I want you to think about that. New Adam Curtis just dropped. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I plan to, though. Sincerely hope the government is not prepared for things to get worse, so we have some leverage on them. Okay. Wonder sometimes if there isn't a gene some people have that makes them more susceptible to coronaviruses and others have a natural resistance to it. It seems so random with who it affects badly. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's a good question. It's something that we probably won't know for years and years. Some people get it, and it's like a mild cold. They never know they had it. Some people get it, and they're in a fucking hospital for months. Some people never come out of the hospital. So it's just like, how do you deal with this? What do you do? At least now we all know not to eat bats again. Do we, though? Do we really? Yeah. No, you're going to have to get a booster every year for coronavirus. Every year. Just like the flu shot. And if you don't, you expose yourself to that risk of dying. What if fruit bats end up actually tasting like fruit? Well, then we should eat them more. Like they're gummies? Is that what you're saying? Like you bite into them and it's like a Mike and Ike in there? I could get with that. Never underestimate stupid people in large numbers. Yeah, I guess. It seems, I don't know, dude. It seems oversimplified to blame this on stupid people. There's something else going on. There's a whole paradigm change happening now. There's a whole change in how we deal with one another and what our character is in public as Americans. It's all happening right now. I just experienced it from the inside. And let me let you know, it's completely different than anything I've ever experienced in my entire fucking life here. So, something's happening. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Hello, Floof Mallow. Captain Fluffy Truffy.
Showing off your hat.
Yeah. You still play Ultima Online, Paul? No, I do not. That game basically, I mean, it exists still, but not really. How do you feel about online learning? I feel like after all this calms down, it should be an option available to kids. I agree. I mean, I think it probably should have been available before this.
I mean, it kind of was in a lot of places.
Really?
It's an alternative to public school, even.
Like online at home learning? I didn't know that. It was never offered while I was working at the school district. So.
I think, yeah, they started introducing it maybe when I was in high school. It's like, this is an option for stuff.
That's right. You were in high school when I was working at the school district.
You weren't working at my high school.
Robbing the cradle, robbing the cradle. It's okay. Yeah, at least I wasn't working in your school district at all. That would make it creepy. If I like bumped into you as a student and helped you with like a computer problem
during that time period.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
We missed each other very barely. Like I moved out just as you had moved into Washington.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I wasn't working for the school district then anyway, so no worries there. You would have had to live in California for that to be an issue. Dios mío, man. West Coast, best coast. I agree. So when Paul was 20, Amelia was like 4. Close. Yeah. When I was 20, Amelia was like 2.
Yeah.
Like 2 years old. Fresh like a young Hugh Hef, dude. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Well over 18 when we met.
Thank goodness. Could you legally drink when we met?
Yes, I was 21.
That's right. She was 21 when we met. Fuck off. No criticisms. She can walk into a bar and drink. She can fuck me. Is Joe Rogan a homosexual? I don't know. It does seem strange to me that Joe Rogan is like one of these confirmed bachelor dudes still.
I thought he was married with kids.
No.
No? Joe Rogan's not married with kids?
Hell to the fuck no. He ain't got no kids.
I'm pretty sure
He's single do dingle.
Joe Rogan, he's got a spouse and 3 children.
Lies. Fake news. Fake news. Wrong. He's gay, dude. It's all a cover, yeah, dude. He has one of the biggest beards you've ever seen, dude. A spouse and children. I mean, come on. Try harder. Try harder to stay in that closet, Joe. Come on.
Dinor, come here. You're gonna be out here. You gotta stay.
He does work for the UFC, yeah. 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 Yeah, Paul's right. Google is wrong. Yeah, don't trust Google. Liars. They're liars. I tell the truth, okay? Joe Rogan is single as fuck, never had a kid, and is gay. He's blowing all the UFC guys. All the Ultimate Fighters, it's like tradition. When they win, they go to the locker room, Joe finishes up his announce, and then goes back there and blows them. Like, it's well known. This is known. Okay? Joe Blogan. Paul, who's your favorite Dota hero? I mean, you probably guess. Like, if you know me well and you know Dota well, you could probably guess my hero. Ogre, yep. Ogre Magi, the stunningest guy in the world. Did you just get 4x stunned? I think you did. Oops, you're slow. You're going nowhere. You're dead. Oops, first blood. You got some on you. Yeah, no. I have spent I pretty much one trick Ogre Magi in Dota. I'm not good enough to really call it a one trick, but he is definitely the character that I have spent the most time playing and that I feel like I'm actually decent with. Where, the rest of them, the other ones that I play around with, like, I like fucking with them, but I'm not great at them. Like Warlock, for example. I love fucking around on Warlock, but I suck at Warlock. I'm not a good Warlock. I'm a good Ogre. I know how to walk up and whack things and stun things and get good luck. And that's all you need to play Ogre Magi. You need the luck of the Irish. You need to be able to hit Q. I can hit Q. And you need to be able to right-click enemy heroes and whack on them with your club. I can do that as well. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
I think I've fully renounced any ranged weapons in games from now on.
You don't want to do range anymore? You're going to be like melee only?
Yeah, melee, unarmed only.
Damn, unarmed, huh? Going fists only. Dude, does the Ogre Magi start Orb of Venom and get First Blood bot lane as support meme still exist, or is that not a thing anymore? because that was my favorite thing to do. Start Orb of Venom, run bot lane, slow their support, whack him, whack him, whack him, whack him, burn him, burn him, burn him, burn him, stun him, stun him, stun him, stun him, first blood. That was basically the game. Ogre starts with an absurd amount of armor. That's why I love him. He's a support. He's a total fucking support. But he's a tanky support. He's a support that can like walk up and whack you in the head, and you can whack on him for a while and you can't do shit to him. And he sets up shit. And I like that's the kind of characters I like to play in MOBAs. I'm not the type of guy that really likes chasing my own kills in MOBAs. I like setting up kills. I like healing. I like supporting. I like setting up kills. I like setting up the team to do better. I like outfoxing the enemy team. I like being somewhat expendable, but totally necessary. Never played Dota because I'm hot garbage at MOBAs, but the RPG-esque parts of Warcraft 3 that inspired it are my favorite parts of the game. I don't like League. Just not my thing. I played it. It was actually the the first MOBA that I ever tried, and it almost turned me off of MOBAs. I played it for a little while way back when. Early days of League, and didn't like it much. I remember playing Corki. See, I watch a lot of Dota, so I could probably name, if you showed them to me, most of the... I watch a lot of LOL. I watch a lot of League. And so I could probably name most of the heroes in League, except for maybe some of the brand newest ones, like if you showed them to me, and tell you basically what they do. Because I watch a lot of League. Like, I understand MOBAs, so I can watch League. Like, if I hadn't played Dota 2, I wouldn't be able to watch League, even though I never really played it. No, I didn't come back to WoW when Classic came out. I am so 110% done with World of Warcraft. I gotta tell you guys, dude. I've had my fucking fill, and then had seconds and thirds, and I'm done. I played the beta. I played for like a year when it came out. Not like hardcore raider dork, just in my free time and shit. Then I quit, and then I came back for Burning Crusade, and then I quit, and then I came back for Wrath of the Lich King, and then I quit, and then I came back for Mists of Pandaria, and then I quit, and then I came back for Cataclysm, and that's when I really quit. Cataclysm happened. And then I can't remember what came after. Warlords of Draenor came after Cataclysm, and I was like, you know what? I'm breaking the cycle right here. So I never played Beyond War. I never played Beyond Cataclysm. That was when I fucking pulled the plug on that shit, and my life has only been better for it. I don't think anybody should play that game. That's not a game. Let me tell you something about World of Warcraft, and I'm not talking about all fucking MMORPGs here, okay? Just World of Warcraft. That's not a game. That's a life simulation thing. That's like a job that you play. That you pay to go to. It's fucked up. It gets in your head. I used to dream about World of Warcraft. Like, I would go to sleep and dream about being my character and running around, and like, it was fucking all in my head. I would think about it all day at work. I'd be like, oh man, I can't wait to get off of work so I can go home and like level up to 20, and then I could go do that dungeon, and I could go do this, and I could go do that. It just lives like right up, it's in some kind of deep primal part of your brain. It like sets up. There's something wrong. There's something off about World of Warcraft, is what I'm saying. Something about the way that it's designed is a little bit invasive. Yeah, I don't know if it alone ruined the youth, but I'm telling you that fucking game. I never had a max level character in that game, so I didn't play it a lot. I had a lot of alts, but never got to final level or whatever. I never got to 60 during Classic, never got to 70 during Burning Crusade, never got to 80 during fucking the next one. So anyway, I never had a max level character, never raided. I never played because raiding is the top end of WoW. It's like you get together with a group of 20 or 40 people and you do these big dungeons that require everybody to work in concert, and then you get this really fucking great gear. I never even got to that. I never even did that in World of Warcraft, and it still owned my soul. So it's like, I don't like that game. Some people fucking, I had friends lost relationships over that game. Like, dudes just let, whole relationship wither on the vine because they were just playing World of Warcraft all the goddamn time. It's like, there's, teenage kids that were, dropping out of school and being all oppositional defiant with their parents and just, locking themselves in their bedrooms and playing World of Warcraft 22 hours a day. Now, that WoW South Park episode is actually true. The way that it portrays how it makes the kids into these big fat blobs of fucking inert nothingness and fills their heads with a bunch of meaningless shit and occupies their every waking moment of every day. That's actually true. It's 100% true. It's not even... Now, yeah, the mom toilet part where he screams for his mom and he sprays shit in a bucket, that's probably happened, but I don't think that was true of most of the WoW player base. But, that dude, the dude that's in that episode, the fucking WoW guy that's hella good, and he's sitting there and he's all pimply and, fucking middle-aged, and he barely moves. He just moves one hand on his mouse or on his keyboard or whatever the fuck. That's what WoW turns you into. That's 110% what World of Warcraft turns you into. It's a crazy game. It was fun when I first started playing it, and then after that, it was never fun, but I was still obsessed over it. I remember being obsessed. They released a new class, the Death Knight, with Frozen Throne. And I remember going oh my fucking God, this is it. This is going to be the most funnest thing that I've ever done in my entire fucking life. I played for 2 weeks, and I was bored every second of it, but I was obsessed it was just, I don't even know how to explain it. The only other game that ever had anything close to that effect on me was Diablo, and only for a very short time. It was there was an expiration date on that, because eventually you beat it. You go back, you beat it on the harder difficulty, you're done. I did that, and after I did that, the game became less of a thing in my mind. It wasn't constantly on my brain all day, every day, once I'd had my time with it. World of Warcraft is not like that. When you're playing it, even as you're bored, even as you're fucking rolling your eyes at having to do something, it's there's some force compelling you forward. Monkey get banana. That's really what it is. You're on a fucking hamster wheel and they're dangling this thing in front of you always, and you're always just going like, oh my fucking God, I'm so bored. And every once in a while you get it, and you go like, oh, cool, I got that. Let me put on my new helmet. All right. Oh, give me the gloves. Give me the gloves. It's just like... And then if you play all the fucking time, and you're in, like somebody said earlier, like a top fucking tier bleeding edge rating guild, which means that you're doing all the content in the game, you're geared out, you're fucking min-maxed, you're the best you can be. Every fucking like year they come out with a new expansion and all of your gear is replaced in a matter of seconds. Like all of the top level gear in the game immediately becomes worthless. And they introduce another tier of gear that comes with this new land that you go to, and you have to do it all again. It's like, what? I can't even imagine. I think that's what stopped me from doing the rating thing. Because I got to a point I think in Burning Crusade, where I could have started rating. And I thought about it. But I think what stopped me was like just the idea of doing that content over and over and over again, and then they're about to release another one. And I'm gonna have to do this again. 4 strength, 4 stam, leather belt. Who is that? 4 strength, 4 stam, leather belt. Level 18. Dude, Ventrilo trolling was some of the funniest shit that ever happened on the internet. Yep, vent harassment. Oh my God, bro. Some of the funniest shit. I think memes might have peaked right there. And they've been ever since. Right there. Ventrilo harassment was the peak meme. And then it all went just like Pepe the Frog. Dude, 4 strength, 4 stam, leather belt. Who's doing that? What a ridiculous fucking world we live in. Hey, Daileron, my mom, she got me this new game. Yeah. Hey, Daileron. What? That's not me calling your name. Hey, Daileron. Quit saying my name. That's not me. How the tunes coming along? I delivered Marshall. Now, Marshall's been busy. He just had his big video release and shit. So keep in mind, the Beauregard x Marshall Manson project remains just a fun thing that we do. So when we've got time to do a fun thing, we do it. This week I had time to do a fun thing, so I gave him like, I don't know, half an hour of a cappella on a new song. And he is mixing now. So there should be a new Beauregard x Manson song on the horizon. I don't want to put a fucking time frame on it because it might take him a long ass time. It might be really tough. It's a pretty, I think it's the coolest song we've worked on together yet. I think it has potential to be that. We'll see. But there are several other irons in the fire as far as songs go. Marshall has dropped not one, but 2 beats on me. One of them is a collabed beat where he has kind of a chorus, but no verse. And so he sent me that. And then he sent me another trap beat. And I'm writing on both of those as well. So pretty prolific, like, little project so far. If all of those turn out to be songs going through the process, which I have no reason to believe they won't, by that time we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll have 5 songs on our way to a little EP release or some shit. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
Who inspired your flow? I'm guessing Slick Rick played a part. I mean, if you guys have ever been on a Highdeology where I sat and talked rap, any of those old school guys that I mentioned were deep inspirations for whatever my flow is. I don't like to think of myself as having a flow. Like I said, I'm fucking around. I'm having a good time. And I'm lucky to get to fucking do creative shit with a guy talented like Marshall, but I'm not a rapper. So I'm just kind of playing at one. I don't think I really got a flow. But if, there is a lot, what I do on these songs is inspired a lot by those early guys. MC Ricky D, aka Slick Rick. The Fat Boys, Dana Dane. Like, there's a little bit of that woven in, and then a little bit of mimicry of the more modern kind of trap style of music. Inspirations, range. Vince Staples, a little bit of Post Malone mixed in, whatever. Just a little bit of everything. A little bit of Lil Pump, a little bit of Lil Xan. Throw it all in the blender. You like Run DMC or Public Enemy? Both. Do you have a main topic, or is each song kind of its own? I gotta tell you, dude, it's really weird how these songs work out for me. What happens is Marshall will send me this beat, usually real nonchalant, like, yeah, you want to do something with this? And I'll listen to it, and all of a sudden I hear the song. It's so fucking hard to explain. Like, not just like I hear the fucking beat, obviously I hear the beat, but I hear the fucking song. I can hear the cadence, I can hear some of the lyrics in my head, and it all starts to coalesce almost immediately, and I have to start writing. It's like, sometimes I don't get the whole song done, but I have to get down those initial thoughts, and then I come back to it when I'm ready, and it's just like, boom, song done. Like, it's quick. The process is quick when I'm ready to do it. I just have to be in the mindset. I have to let, some beats right away, some beats I got to let it marinate a couple of days. But always, the first time I hear the beat, I hear the song. At least with Marshall's beats. It's not true with other shit. But when Marshall sends me some shit, I hear it. I hear the song. It's fun. It's fun to feel that way. And it's fun to make things like that. So, excuse me. Sorry to be a belcher. Ooh. I'm a little bit gassy. It's like writing an essay. You got to brainstorm, slowly bring it together. Yeah. It's like Michelangelo said, the statue is already in the marble. I just bring it out, cowabunga. That's right. That's right. I am the Michelangelo of rap. Maybe I'll work that in as a lyric. I kind of like the braggadocio of that. I'm the Michelangelo of rap. Toss a pepperoni pizza up. How'd I do it? I'm a Michelangelo of rap. Toss a pepperoni pizza in your bitch's lap. Turn that bitch around, make them cheesy cheeks clap. Ooh, I like it already. Cheesy cheeks. I can come back and I can come back with it. I can come back to this Highdeology if I need to and get that lyric if I feel like using it. I don't know about no cheesy cheeks. Come on, man. It's visual. Cheesy. Strings of cheddar cheese in between them, just plop, plop. Queso del culo. Make her cheesy cheeks clap, dude. The fuck is wrong with me? I smoke too much weed. Comedic stage fights. You mean pro wrestling? Huh? Who? What? Who are you talking to? Who the fuck are you talking to? Holy shit. Time to smoke more then. Yeah, I know. That really is like people ask me for fucking like weed advice sometimes and I never give it. But the one piece of weed advice I would get is if you ever get too high, go higher. The only way out is through, my friend. The only way out is through. You just have to stick to it. Paul's high. No shit, Sherlock. You think so? What was your first fucking indication? Was it when I spent like 5 minutes writing a rap song about making some chick's cheesy butt cheeks clap together? Because I threw a pizza in her lap because I'm the Michelangelo of rap? Was it then? Was it then that you were convinced that I was high, or was it earlier? Wow, Paul, so high, lol. I mean, come on. All right. I've mentioned it. Now let's move on past it. Yeah, dude. Phoebe's not putting up with stupid bullshit, so you're on fucking notice in the chat. If I can't use it, I don't want to see it. Doesn't mean I'll use every fucking thing that you put in the chat, but if I can't use it, I don't want to see it. Asking dumbass favorite questions. What's your favorite? What's your favorite? What's your favorite? What's your favorite? What drug you done? What drug you done? Whatever, bro. It's like I'm playing cards with my sister's kids or something. Jesus Christ, you miserable sons of bitches. You buck that ace again, I'll blow you up that wildcat's ass. You got something on your mind? Just, you're sitting in my seat. Is that a fact? Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. God damn, that fucking movie's great. God, dude, I love that scene. Jerk that pistol and go to work. I said throw down, boy. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. You gonna do something or just stand there and bleed? Tombstone, yeah. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens. I said throw down, boy. He just, oh man. I love that fucking scene. Classic film and all that. The hell's coming with me line was kind of corny. I mean, yeah, kinda. I mean, like in the context of the movie, the line is great, but it's a little, it's a little high melodrama. You know what I mean? You tell that law dog, law don't go around here, savvy? Well, what's his fucking name is one of them. I mean, the dude played fucking Snake Plissken, for Christ's sakes. He can do cheesy and get away with it. Doc Holliday was fave in that. Oh, yeah. Well, Doc Holliday was the coolest character in that film. is like a breakout fucking role for Val Kilmer. Like, just absolutely, probably, like, easily, I think, his greatest performance ever. I don't even think he came close in another movie. You'll forgive me if I don't shake hands. Yeah. You use that nowadays. It's become useful. I used to live in the town they shot that film in, small town called McCanopy, outside Gainesville, Florida. Cool little town. I did not know that. That's cool. McCanopy. You good, G? Why Paul cry? What do you mean? Micanopy. Indian. I should have known. Hey, Paul, I remember you talking about your fantasy game. Do you have a fantasy movie? Not really. I mean, I really want to see Dune. Not the fucking, but I've always wanted to see Dune really done justice. I really like David Lynch's Dune. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as he tries to paint it. He hates it. He finds it to be like a low point in his career. I don't necessarily think it's that. I like it, but it's not a faithful adaptation of Dune. So Dune. Other than that, not really. You wonder what class I would be in Final Fantasy? Red Wizard. Easy PZ. The Brood Healer. Exactly. The Red Wizard. My crystal ball shows all. I'd be the enemy skills character. Well, it depends on which Final Fantasy. If I could pick any class in all of Final Fantasy, I would pick a Red Wizard, a Red Mage. If I, was limited to class choice per Final Fantasy game, that it would be different. You know what I mean? Do you like the Final Fantasy VII remake overall? Yeah. I enjoyed my time with it. I thought the battle system was pretty fun. I thought the game overall was a little cutscene-y. Like, there was a lot of, like, I don't know. Like, the cutscenes were great, but, like, I'm talking about, like, walking around town, you'd have to squeeze through this gap that would take you, like, 25 seconds. It's like a hidden loading screen, and they're all over that fucking game. So, I don't know. That part kind of sucked. But I liked it. I thought the battle system, like I said, was a lot of fun. Definitely like more action packed, but also with that tactical element, kind of like a blending of that Final Fantasy. What Final Fantasy was it that introduced that like enemy targeting kind of active battle thing? Was it 12? I think it was 12. Yeah. Everybody's saying 12. Okay. Well, it was 12 then. I guessed right. Didn't that just get a remaster too, like a couple of years ago? Thought 12 got like a big fat remaster and update and everything a couple of years ago. I may be wrong. Yep. Red Wizard likes a little sampler of everything. Exactly. Flexibility. Man, I just want to go beat on something as Ogre Magi now. Ooh, and you know what else I want to do? Been playing that Dyson Sphere Project game. And my factory thing is starting to get pretty cool. It's one of those games where you build like this giant factory that assembles a bunch of different parts and then yada yada. Yeah, dude. Yeah. You're in the middle of a Dota game. That's funny. I beat it. I beat Cyberpunk and then I was completely fucking underwhelmed with the ending, but I'm used to that in video games. Like typically, especially open world games like that have an iffy story to begin with. Like I wasn't in the game for the story. I was in the game for the gameplay and the RPG elements and the leveling up and the open world and all of that shit. And I had a lot of fun with that, but only about one playthrough worth, to be honest with you. Like everybody wants to talk about how cringy fucking Keanu is in it. I actually thought, like, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you it was the greatest fucking performance ever, but I actually thought he did pretty well, given the character that he was supposed to be portraying in the ludicrous story. Yeah, Cyberpunk desperately needs like a new game plus mode that's just like open world, you know, with no main missions, just a bunch of like randomized missions of varying lengths or the ability to do like boss gauntlets and shit like that. Like it really needs something like for the end game because the replay factor is like almost zero for me. I started a new character because I was like, I want to try a different build out. And I was like, wait, that means I have to go through that whole fucking bullshit again. All the fucking stupid barriers at the beginning and all the fucking Jackie talks and all the fucking stupid shit. No, boo hoo hoo, Jackie died. And I'm gonna have to go through all that again to even play the game. Fuck this. And I just uninstalled it and that was that. Why all the Twitter drama? Dude, I've made like 2 or fucking 3 drama-esque tweets in the past fucking week. Why all the concern about somebody's Twitter? Save your HDD the 60 gigabytes or however much it takes. I mean, whatever. It was a fun game. If it had a new game plus mode that had some cool shit and let you skip the fucking story and all that, that would be fun, but it doesn't. So the Jug on my team just got a 5-man kill. Sick. That's a good Jug. Spin to win, baby. Did he spin it to win it, dude? Juggernaut! Did he blink dagger in, spin to win? You hate to see it. He Jason walked. Oof. Even better. Blink dagger on Jug is so good. You can spin and blink out of no worries. Yep. Blink dagger on fucking everybody is good. I gotta be honest. Well, maybe not everybody, but there are some like mobile people. But I gotta be honest with you, even the super mobile champs having an extra fucking blink, I think it's worth picking up a fucking blink on a lot of people in a lot of builds. Maybe not at high level and shit. Like maybe you optimize better, but like if you're just playing like pickup games or whatever of Dota, you might want to get a blink dagger and learn how to use it because it'll save your fucking ass. And it'll set up so many fucking kills too. I can't tell you how many fucking times I've been just like hanging back in the lane as Ogre, right? Lumbering around. And I just rush blink dagger, first item, and they're not paying attention. Then all of a sudden I'm on top of them, whacking away. And then they try and run away. And then they're stunned. And then as soon as the stun pops, they're slowed, and I'm just beating on them. And of course, my lane partner is beating on them too. And it's just, I can't tell you how many fucking double kills I've set up with that simple trick alone. Rush blink dagger, blink in, get a double kill in your lane. I mean, it probably doesn't work at high elo and shit, but I don't play high elo, so fuck it. Yeah, I know. I remember blink dagger used to cost mana. Blink on the lion. Dude, blink on fucking anybody. Blink on Warlock. Think about it, dude. Warlock with fucking Aghanims and a refresher. Blink dagger in. Chains of Torment the enemy team. Ult. Refresher. Ult. Watch fucking literal mayhem happen. It's good on everybody. That's why I say, dude, like, who isn't benefited by a blink dagger? Puck? Puck's super mobile, but once his cooldowns are down, he's just a floating fucking dork, unless he's got a blink dagger. What about blink on fucking Faceless? Blink in, the blink in ult, dude. The blink in Faceless Void ult. Game over. I'm probably going to reinstall too. I tried to scratch my MOBA itch by jumping back into Heroes of the Storm, which, like, whatever. It's a fun to play one, but I couldn't get back into it. I kind of feel like playing some Dota. I'm just going to fucking play pickup games and just hard main Ogre down bot lane, and I'll learn how to play again. What are we talking about? Dota 2, sorry. The people who, yeah, like the people who don't know what we're talking about, you know, probably left a while ago. Yeah, dude. I'd hook up and play some games or whatever. It'd be fun. Jason plays Dota as well, so I'm sure I could talk his dumb ass into jumping on. Maybe we could stream some Dota one of these days. I'm just here for the ice clinking in your cup when you drink. Well, there you go, my friend. How come you haven't explained why your dad's not in your life? We were pretty big fans for many years. I think that deserves your explanation. If you agree that we are loyal friends you can trust. Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Presumptuous of you at the end there. Like, no, no, no. I just got done telling you you're not my friends. And no, you're not entitled to any fucking information about my father or whatever the fuck. He's not a public figure, and I don't talk about him for that reason. So, no, that was a troll. That was 100% a troll, but whatever. It was cute, though. I think we as loyal fans are entitled to personal information about your life. It's like, fuck you. eat a dick. I sell you a show, not my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if you're a paying fan, you know what I mean? I still get to wash my balls in peace, okay? Yeah, I thought I had talked about, like, why my dad and I don't talk anymore. I mean, I guess I don't necessarily mind talking about it, but I think it's been covered territory. The idea you see chat as anything but a wretched hive of scum and villainy is laughable. Hey, whatever. I mean, like, chat is equally responsible for these. Like, that's one of the things that you guys need to realize. You're equally responsible for these. Because I couldn't come out here and just ramble about incoherent, different shit. I wouldn't go down the tangents I go down if people didn't ask me fucking prompting questions and probing questions and interesting questions and shit. And that happens quite often here in Highdeology. You know what I mean? You know, it's like a game of tennis. You guys gotta lob the fucking thing, and then I gotta whack it back to you, and you gotta lob it back. There's a fucking flow to a Highdeology. If you've been to enough of these, you've felt it happen. Some of these never fucking start. They're like an old fucking engine that just never turns over. And some of these just like, you know what I mean? And some are somewhere in between, you know, peaks and valleys. That's kind of what typifies Highdeology in terms of like quality. And the reason for that is fluctuations in my own performance and fluctuations in your performance. So I either come to the table feeling like shit, not really wanting to do it, or not in the right headspace to do it, or you guys come to the table with a bunch of jackass bullshit that sucks and all your questions suck. And you know what I mean? Somewhere one of us short-circuited, or both. That's happened too. There's been times when we both have short-circuited. Those are the real shit streams. Those are the toilet streams, you know? The way a Highdeology goes largely depends on the quality of the chat. I usually start feeling the flow around a minute 10, and if it's going to be good, it's going to be good throughout, and if not, it's noticeable. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's one of the downsides to doing this, but like I don't look at this as content. I mean, not in the traditional way. It would be cool if cool moments or cool little like, talks or rants that I went on could be lifted out of this, at some point and repurposed for something else. But as far as like this being content, I mean, I guess it is, but I don't look at it that way. I definitely don't look at it like I look at my other content. Not to say I disregard it, it's just in a different realm for me. This is more like hanging out with a bunch of people. Not necessarily like in a friendly way, but just, socializing. We all kind of know each other and we all kind of yell at each other. And it's like debate, like debate class, but the teacher didn't show up or whatever. I don't know. There's like a combativeness with the chat that is a hallmark of Highdeology, and it creates mountains of salt. Even though I clear the ban list regularly, like everybody that got banned tonight will be unbanned probably in a couple of weeks. Like I regularly flush the ban list of this channel. No ban is ever permanent here, but people will still fucking weep endless salty tears about it. But that's a hallmark of this chat. Combativeness with the chat, and them trying to fucking poke me and me trying to poke them and me whipping them up and them whipping me up. That is part and parcel of what we do here. It's what makes this show happen. If that was taken out of it, this show would not exist. Oh, that's why I can chat again, lol. Yeah. Paul, this may sound weird, but as a 20-something who's watched TJDFF you for a long time, I find your life idyllic. Living with a loving partner, doing a podcast with 3 good friends is nice. I appreciate that. It is nice. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. It is nice. It is. I'm also not gonna lie to you and tell you that I didn't have to work my fucking ass off to get it. There was not a step from working a normal job to doing this that wasn't arduous, hard, acrimonious, and fraught with fucking pitfalls and bullshit. And I scrambled over that shit and under that shit and through that shit the best I could and stuck with it, and that's why I'm here. So, if you look at my life as a 20-something and you see it as idyllic, here's something that you could do, right, that I didn't do earlier. If you're a 20-something right now, you're actually in the fucking catbird seat, bro, not me. I'm old and on my way out. You're young. So you've got the choice to stop pursuing something you don't want to be doing and to follow your fucking gut and follow your heart. And you've got a great opportunity to fucking do it now. You're young. You can survive on ramen and 2 hours of sleep and Red Bull and shit. You can fucking do it. I didn't do it in my 20s. I was a work drone in my 20s. I spent my fucking 20s in Starbucks. Okay? So there's a little piece of advice for that ass. If you're young, you're in the catbird seat, man. If I could, I don't like thinking about like time travel shit. If you could go back and change one thing, there is one thing that I would change about my life. I would go back and tell myself to stop fucking around and go for what I love and quit making excuses about how I can't or won't or shouldn't. And don't settle. Don't settle into some other life that you don't want, because if you get in it, getting out of it is like crawling out of a fucking tar pit and you're a big mastodon like oh shit. No, I'm just telling you, the longer you wait, the harder it is. The deeper you go, the worse it gets. The farther you go, the harder it is. Like, think about it like a journey, right? Every step that you take in the wrong direction in a journey is a step that has to be retaken as you come back to the starting point again, right? So think about yourself at fucking like whatever you are, 22, and how many steps you've taken now if you've taken like a wrong step or two. And how many steps I took at the age of fucking 36 when I finally decided to take the reins of my life and try and do something good with it. It applies. 100% applicable. So take that for what it's fucking worth. As someone who's kind of lonely, it seems so nice to have that in life. I don't necessarily need to be super rich or have the American dream life, close group of friends, and doing what I love is, yeah. It's not simple. No, dude, there's nothing simple about it, man. Look, I'll tell you this, man. Anything worth having in your life, you're going to have to fight for. And I don't mean like fist fight for, but maybe you might. But I'm just saying, like, everything that I have in my life that is worth having, my wife, my beautiful, loving, angelic fucking wife, my little dog, my little cat, this house that I live in, the job that I have I've had to go toe to toe every step, every step, every step to get there. I would have never been able to even be with a person like her when I was in my 20s. Not a chance. A person like her wouldn't have come near me in my 20s. I was a fucking self-loathing, sweaty, neurotic, impossible fucking person. I'm still about half of that shit. I'll let you decide which half. I'm just letting you know. If I hadn't have gone through this, that, or the other thing, I wouldn't have been able to be where I'm at. I had to learn that shit. I had to do it the hard way. I had to make the mistakes. I had to correct the mistakes. See, you went back to college. Good choice. It's tough. Making that first step is tough. Making the sacrifice that comes with fucking pursuing what you want is tough. Hard. How do you overcome the feelings of inadequacy and feeling like you can't do things? I hold myself to a standard that doesn't allow that. I feel those things. I have insecurities like anybody else does, but when it comes time for the showdown, you can bet I'll be there. I've always had this fucking thing, right? I discovered I had it in high school. My freshman year of high school, I was kind of press ganged into drama. Not internet drama, dramatic arts, performance drama. And as a freshman, I did one show and then I was bumped as a freshie from drama 1 to drama 3-4. I skipped drama 2 as a freshman. So I spent half of a semester or half of the school year or whatever the fuck in drama 1, did a show, and then was immediately bumped to drama 3-4, which was advanced performance drama. And I spent a ton of fucking time doing it. And I don't know. I've never felt energy like all of the doubt and all of the bullshit and all of the fucking self degrading things that people think, that I think, all of that shit becomes fuel. It's like when I'm performing, it pushes out of me. It's like shoo. It becomes fuel for what I do. I learned that in high school doing those shows. So that's why that's how I deal with it. I don't. I let it happen until it's time for the showdown. And then I throw it on the fucking furnace and I let it get the fucking boiler hot. Was Daddy disappointed that you weren't a manly mechanic following in his footsteps? Instead, you joined the drama club. No, my dad was pretty supportive of me, to be honest with you, when I was in high school. He always came to my shows and stuff, and he always told me good job. I don't think he fully understood what I was doing, but he was a supportive guy. He wasn't a total asshole to me or something. That didn't start until, that manifested in different ways. So maybe you're right. Maybe that is what he thought. And maybe the attendance was just obligation. That does actually sound like my dad, to be frank with you. But of course, there's my dad, and then there's the picture I have of my dad in my head, which, that's a father-son dynamic. So there's a whole ball of wax there that has to be untangled to even get to who the true person is. In my mind, he's one thing. In reality, he's another thing. Some of the things that I think he is line up exactly. Some of the things I think he is probably don't. The world may never know. I certainly may never know. This seems like a good time to talk about this. After I'm vaccinated, if COVID eases up, I've decided to get into theater. I had a really deep interest in high school that I allowed to mellow. Go for it. I mean, I hope that shit would fucking clear up to the point where you could actually do that again. I don't know. What advice would you give someone trying their hand at theater for the first time in their adult life? I already have a good understanding of projecting my voice, but I want to know more. I mean, on one hand, I want to tell you to just jump in both feet first and listen to your director and listen to the other actors. Realize it's a collaborative experience. Take feedback as feedback and not criticism, and try and do the best you can in the show. And then you'll learn more doing that than you will taking fucking 2 or 3 semesters of drama classes in college. I mean, actually performing a theater show it exposes you to every aspect of it. So I would say at the college level, especially, jump feet first. You know, I would say that, like, work a monologue. Get yourself up, like, is you never know how long of a monologue they're going to ask for. There's a spread of monologue lengths that they will ask you for, from somewhere between 5 minutes and 60 seconds. So you have to prepare a number of hot monologues between those time frames, right? That you can do at a moment's notice, that you can work right before a fucking trial and get, or right before a tryout and get all fucking reacquainted with. But you need to have it already done. So I would say, like, one of the first things that you could do if you're going to be seeking parts is to start working your hot monologues. That's a good monologue. I would recommend that you try and dig, because here's the problem with auditions. And this is not easy, but they hear the same shit a lot. There are certain monologues, and a lot of them are Shakespearean monologues that are done 15, 20 times during an audition process. And those people very rarely stand out from the crowd. One of the ways that you can stand out is to find a more obscure piece of theater and find a really great monologue from it. This can be hard. This requires digging through scripts, which means that you need to go to the library and find some script compendiums. And start working some hot monologues that are a little obscure. They don't have to be totally fucking off the map obscure plays that nobody's ever heard of, but try and look at some of the most common monologues used for auditions and stay the fuck away from them. Because people will hear the same shit 20 fucking times. And you try and stand out when you just did a monologue that 15 other people did, you know. Unless you just knocked it out of the park and none of them did, you're just going to be a soup. And who's going to stand out? The person that did that unexpected, refreshing, bright, funny, dark piece from that play I've never heard of, or from that play I heard of years ago. That's how I've gotten every fucking part. Every part. I don't pull shit from, like, really super popular shit. I pull monologues from old plays a lot. Like a lot of Arthur Anderson shit. Not that those are not popular plays, but you just don't hear monologues from them a lot. A lot of fucking just, I don't know, dude. Just older playwrights. Go look into them. And start pulling some fucking cool hot monologues from them and work that shit till it's second nature, so that when you get out in front of those people, you don't have like a nervous fucking moment. Because that's the worst thing that can happen at an audition. I'm not trying to fucking freak you out, but just freezing up and not being able to remember your lines is super common in people that have not worked a monologue to muscle memory. You have to work it until you can do that monologue in your sleep, backwards and forwards. You know what I mean? It has to be automatic. And you come out for that audition, and you don't even pay attention. You find something in the middle distance. You don't make eye contact with anybody in the audience, probably the director and the assistant director and probably the tech person sitting there watching this, probably maybe even a number of students. You don't even care. You find some non-existent object at the back of the room and you focus on that and you say, "Hi, my name is Paul Parkey, and I'm going to do 2 monologues for you today, one from the, whatever, and one from whatever." And then you put your head down, you take a deep breath, and you launch into your first monologue or your only monologue. I mean, sometimes they're going to ask you for 2. Sometimes they want contrasting monologues, so that's an important thing to remember as well. You're not always asked to just bring 1 monologue. Sometimes they want 2 1-minute contrasting monologues where one of them is done comedically, one of them is done for laughs, and one of them is done for tragedy, or one of them is done in this style and one of them like a Shakespearean style and one of them is done in a very modern style, or they want to see contrast in your monologues, so you have to work that in too. You need a repertoire if you want to start trying out for shit. Start working on some monologues, get some freshies. At least get them highlighted and know the ones you want to work, so that when you see a tryout, they'll tell you up front, like bring a 5-minute monologue, bring a 3-minute monologue. Then you can go back through all of these great monologues that you found and just live them. Find the one that you want to do and live it until you can't fucking not do it. And then you go out there, you pay attention to nobody. You stare at the fucking back of the wall at like a fire extinguisher or some shit. And you smile and you introduce yourself and you launch into it. And then at the end of it, you say, "Thank you very much." And you walk out. You don't ask questions. That's it. That's it. That's my recommendation then. It's good that you have that facility. I share that facility, and so I had a really good repertoire of monologues. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the facility of constant retention, and so I have not. I do not remember any of the parts that I've ever done. I remember precious few lines from a few monologues that I worked really hard on. I just, that type of stuff is there when I need it, when I'm working it, and then it kind of goes bye-bye when I don't. So it's something I have to constantly work on if I'm doing audition. It's odd considering how easily you recall song lyrics. I know it's the combination of the words and the music, because I can hear the tune in my head because of the whole whatever it is adjacent perfect pitch. People got pissed off the last time I said I had perfect pitch because I can't read music. So I don't say that anymore. Whatever. I have a highly developed sense of pitch, and so I can hear a song in my head and represent and associate the notes of the song with a lyric. And in a monologue, I can't really do that. Relative pitch, sure, however you want to call it. Was listening to 9 hours of the French Vanilla Situation compilation individual. Well, go listen to 9 hours more of it, you dumb fuck. And I know you catch well, Jason. Don't worry about it. I don't know for an absolute fact that I have perfect pitch. I was told by the fucking choir director at the college that I went to that I had perfect pitch. He worked scales with me, and he told me that I had perfect pitch because I could recall notes. I just don't know the name of them. So you've never had to work on pitch, no. Like I know when I know when I can hit a pitch and when I can't, so I don't sing anything that I can't hit in terms of octave. And if I've heard a song and committed it to memory, I can sing the song in the same pitch that it was written. I've done this for you guys. You can check me. You know, if you're a pitch conscious person, ask me a question about a song, have me sing a song that I know well enough, and I'll sing it in the same pitch that it was written in with no reference note. Now, I don't know if that's relative pitch or perfect pitch or what, but I have a decent fucking sense of pitch. My heart will go on. Okay. I don't know the lyrics to it, but I remember the tune. I'm going to have to drop it an octave off, obviously, because I'm not Celine Dion. All across the ocean, I see you, I feel you. Ba 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 ba. Near, far, wherever you are, I know that my heart will go on. Tub thumping. So I'll have to drop it an octave again. That song starts with, we'll be singing when we're ringing. We'll be singing. Dun. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. Blackbird, that's tough. I might have to drop it an octave. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were just waiting for this moment to arrive. I can't remember how the song goes. It's not a song I know that great. It's on key. I'll tell you right now, it's on key. Hey, you. Hey, you. Out there in the cold, getting lonely, getting old, can you feel me? Hey, you. With your hands against the wall, breaking bottles in the hall, can you feel me? On pitch. Same notes, basically. I mean, there's That's the exact pitch that the song's in. Oh, yeah. I want to see you perform now. Perform what? Like in a show? It'd be cool. I don't know that I'll ever be in a position where I'll have the time to devote to an actual stage show. It's a profound time investment. You definitely have the Willy Wonka down, of course. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. It begins with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What you'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. People need to learn from that song. Dope smoking hippie. Can you do any Bowie? Not really, man. I'll be honest, I don't know any Bowie songs well enough to fucking do the trick. You know what I mean? I've heard Bowie songs. Like, I'm trying to think of one that I'd know well enough. There isn't one. That is one. You're right. I forgot Bowie was in Labyrinth. I can do any Bowie Labyrinth song. You give it to me and I'll do it. You remind me of the babe with the power of voodoo. Doo-doo. Remind me of the babe. How did it? Okay, so here it goes. I saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do? My baby's love had gone and left my baby blue. I don't have Bowie's voice, sorry. I have to do falsetto. Nobody knew what kind of magic spell to use. Slime and snails and puppy dog tails, thunder or lightning. And baby said, dance, magic, dance, magic, dance. Dance, magic, dance. It's hard to do that without the goblins, you know. My favorite song in that is the song he sings to her at the end. Well, I like both of the songs that he sings. I like As the World Falls Down. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom. It's such a sad love. Deep in your eyes, a kind of pale jewel, opened and closed within your eyes. I paint the skies within your eyes. It's such a sad love. Deep in your heart, I don't know all the lyrics, unfortunately, but that's a great song. And then the song that he sings to her at the end, that apocalyptic kind of, how you move my world, you precious thing. You're starved and near exhaustion. Everything I've done for you. I move the stars for no one. Oh, so good. You've run so long, you've run so far. Your eyes can be so cruel. Do, do, do. Just as I can be so cruel. Do, do, do. Dude, that movie is dope. If you've never seen that movie, you should totally see that movie. And listen to David Bowie do actual justice to the songs that I butchered. Yeah. This is ground control to Major Tom. We've really got it made. Yeah, I know that one. And we're floating in a most peculiar way. Labyrinth, Maryland. That was sad. I mean, I wasn't trying to do a Bowie impression. I was just showing that I could hit the fucking pitch of the song. Sorry. Bowie's last album, Oh Black Star, yeah. Hit those notes, Bo. Yay. As I'm sitting here smoking cigarettes. LOL. Capital L, capital O, lowercase l. What does that lol mean? Does that a lol that starts big but ends like, oh, like you're like, like what is that particular lol? Dude, I can do Tom Waits. What's he building in there? We've got the right to know. We can hear him working at night. It concerns us all. What's he building in there? Uncle Vernon, independent as a hog on ice. He's a big shot down there at the slaughterhouse. He's a Korean for Mr. Weiss. Uncle William, Uncle Biltmore made $1 million during World War II. But the tightwads and their cheapskates, and they'll never give a dime to you. Bum, 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 bum. That's a good song. Inside a broken clock, smashing the wine with all the rain dogs. That's a great album, by the way. Rain Dogs by Tom Waits should be on everybody's fucking playlist. If I were a rich man, bada beetle, bada beetle, bada beetle, bada bum. All day long I'd biddy biddy bum if I were a wealthy man. I wouldn't have to work hard. All day long I'd deedle deedle dum beetle beetle bidle bee. However he does it. Cultural appropriation, get him, whatever. It's a fucking musical, dude. 1 billion white dudes have sung Tevye. You know, and nail me to a cross for singing Tevye. I mean, come on. Tevye is a great Jewish character. Sweeney Todd's fucking brilliant. I've actually seen Sweeney Todd live 3 different times. And was privileged to see it each time I saw it. Fucking one of the greatest shows ever. Can you sing Rocky Horror? Not really. It's such a tough fucking... I haven't watched it enough, and I'm not familiar enough with the songs. I need the lyrics and the fucking tone. But I do like the movie. I just, you know, I've only seen it like 5 times in my life or whatever. Oh, God, Joanna. Yeah, dude, that song. I feel you, Joanna. I feel you. Do they think that walls can hide you? Even now I'm at your window. I am in the dark beside you, Joanna. Dude, that gives me the shivers. That's such a beautiful show. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in the beauty wood. A neighborly day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in the neighborhood with you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you be? Please, won't you be? Please, won't you be my neighbor? Hello, neighbors. Full House intro. Bum, ba-dum, no, that's the wrong song. That's like fucking Family Ties. How did the fucking Full House intro go? Bum, no, 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 no. But what was like the first line? What was the first line? Oh, that's the right song? Okay, I thought that was the wrong song. I can't sing it in that key, so I'll have to drop it. Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, evening TV. You miss your old from I can't do it. I don't remember the fucking tune well enough. Waiting just around the bend. It's everywhere you look. Everywhere. I can't. It's hard to drop. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart. There's a heart, a hand to hold on to. It's a tough song. Wonderwall. Which one? You want the Ryan Adams Wonderwall, or you want the original? Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna bring it back to you. By now, you should have somehow realized what you got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. The Family Guy thing. Oh my God, how did that shit start? It seems, how does it go? It seems today that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV. But where are those good old fashioned values on which we used to rely? And lucky there's a Family Guy. Lucky there's a man, though. Pokemon singing. I think I could do it. I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real quest, to train them is my cause. However it goes, I don't know the words. Right on the edge of my fucking range, too. I've been searching across the land, searching far and wide. Dee, 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 dee. Stupid fucking Pokemon theme. So ubiquitous that even somebody like me that fucking hates it knows it. Ugh. I don't know the Neon Genesis Evangelion theme, bro. Sorry. No anime. No watch anime. No any animes. I don't remember the Dragon Ball intro. I don't remember how Memory starts. And I mean, I could drop the main part of it. Like, I'd have to drop it because obviously I can't sing a female part, so it would be memories all alone in the moonlight. Has the moon lost her memory? She is smiling at me. In the lamplight, the withered leaves collected my feet. Blah, I don't know the words. Frasier outro song. How did that song go? How did the Frasier song go? It was of something about a sandwich, right? Oh, yeah, dude. How does it start? What's the first fucking line? It's something about tossed salad and scrambled eggs, yeah. Oh, baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Mercy. And maybe I seem a bit confused, but maybe, 'cause I got you pegged. But I don't know what to do with those tossed salads and I don't think it's in the right key. I can't hear the fucking music for it. I just remember the stupid ass, dumbass lyrics. They're calling again. So, what a fucking ridiculous. And that was Kelsey Grammer too, wasn't it? Just doing that. That's pretty close, yeah. Dude, I'm not doing the DuckTales intro. Don't make me do it, Joanne. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. Too high. There you go, though. That's all you're getting. The 90s are alive on Highdeology, yeah. What reboot would horrify you the most? Goonies. Yeah, no. Teen Titans. I don't know it. Never watched it. Never seen an episode of it. Wouldn't know a fucking thing about it. Sorry. Too old. Yeah, dude. I've been scritching my grinder quite a bit. Jonah Hill's skinny now. He can't even play Chunk. Chunk would probably be like gender swapped. And he'd be made like a husky teenage girl or some shit that's not even fat. I don't even want to think about what they would do. They would eviscerate that franchise. Thank goodness Spielberg is the one that produced that, and he is notoriously defensive of his intellectual properties and allowing them to be remade. Like, that's why you haven't seen E.T. remade. So Spielberg is attached. Richard Donner directed. Spielberg fucking produced. And Spielberg is not going to let somebody wipe their ass with his work while he's alive. Who knows what the fuck his estate will do. Maybe he'll have it written into the trust or some shit. Spielberg, Oh, man, don't tell me this, dude. I don't fucking want to hear it. It's not going to happen. Back to the Future is also safe for now. Yep. For now. See, I like Back to the Future, but I have nowhere near the connection to Back to the Future that I have to Goonies. That franchise is sacrosanct. All right. I gotta go. I'll see you later.